It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
You ready? Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Arning with True Speed Communication on behalf of everyone at Stewart-Haas Racing, as well as the folks here at Michigan International Speedway. I want to welcome you to this morning's press conference. Obviously, you pretty much know what it's all about, so we'll go ahead and introduce our folks from your left to right. Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart, and General Manager of Haas CNC Racing, Joe Custer. Tony, it's pretty obvious why we're all here today, and it's capped off a month-long bit of announcements, but today another important piece of the puzzle is Stewart-Haas.
Yeah, we were joking about it before we came over here that this was the best-kept secret, and I was like, are you kidding me? I don't know that anything that I've done in the last 8 months has been a secret, but this is an exciting day. I mean, it's very important to Stewart-Haas Racing, obviously, and being able to announce that we've got Ryan on board is something that we've all been looking forward to since the day that we first spoke with Ryan and Chrissy about coming over here and joining the team. So we're just more excited to be able to let everybody else know. We know what it's done for the organization once we announced that I was coming over. The flood of personnel that have come over and wanted to join the team since we made that announcement has been huge, and with the addition of Ryan coming on board now, I think is even going to make that list even grow larger. So it keeps giving us a greater depth of people that we have as an option now to get over to the race team and add to the people that we have right now and make this team even stronger than what it was a couple weeks ago already.
And Ryan, this brings together two Indiana natives, two guys with a lot of deep USAC roots. Why make the decision to move to Stewart-Haas next year?
It's just a great opportunity. I think a lot of Tony from a personal standpoint as well as a driving standpoint, and I've seen the success from an ownership standpoint with the USAC cars and the World of Outlaws cars. So I've seen him get the job done in other venues, and you just look forward to the opportunity. A hard-nosed racer, and become a good friend as an opposing competitor. So it says a lot about that, and I just look forward to the experience. And hopefully our main goal is that we both achieve our goals, and that's winning championships and both being in the chase.
And finally, Joe Custer, General Manager of the team. Joe, you've seen this team grow a lot in the last month. Talk about this latest development to the operation.
It's overwhelming in ways. To have Tony come on board, obviously, and now Ryan. It's just unbelievable. We welcome Ryan, of course, Haas Automation and General Motors, and all the supporters of our efforts are key players in this, and we're thrilled. And Tony's led the charge, and it's just the program's growing. It's exciting to be part of it, and to have Ryan part of it. I mean, what we can say, the Rocket Man's on board.
Great. And just a note, Tony, of course, is from Columbus, Indiana. Ryan from South Bend, Indiana. And the two of these guys bring together a combined 57 USAC wins and 45 Sprint Cup wins. We'll make this real easy and simple. We'll open it up now to the media because this is being carried both by Speed and Sirius NASCAR Radio Channel 128. If you can state your name and affiliation, I know folks from the Speedway will have microphones for you. Just please raise your hand and we'll take the time to find you.
Wolfgang Munzer from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. Personal question to you, Tony. Ryan is joining your team next year from a very successful racing operation, Penske. How hard was it to convince him to join your team for 2009? And how long did it took to convince him to join your team?
We only had to sedate him for about 4 straight days. At which point, you have the subliminal messages that you just replay over in a loop. And after 4 days of that, I was really surprised. It took really well. So, he woke up and seemed to think that the week went by really quick. So I I think the big thing talking to Ryan and Chrissy and these guys was just explaining to them how the organization was going to be. Obviously we're not exactly this year with the teams where we want to be right now, but the big thing was showing Ryan what we're doing, what steps we're taking, how it's going to be different next year, and why I think it's going to be successful. And the thing that impressed me the most about Ryan was he asked all the right questions. From day one. I mean, it wasn't, the thing with Ryan was it wasn't about, there was never, we've still never spoke about $1 in the contract. I mean, from day one, the questions that he had for me were all about how are we going to win races, how are we going to win championships, how are we going to get the right people in place to do the right jobs, and those were the questions that really impressed me the most with Ryan is, it was first and foremost about how he was going to run and how we were going to ensure that we were going to give him quality cars and equipment and people to surround him to give him that opportunity.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Ryan, I just wonder if you had any reservations coming to a new team after being with an established team, and also could you give a little background? I mean, how long you and Tony been friends? I mean, were you friends when you started out, enemies? What maybe turned the tide there, and how your friendship has developed?
I'd say the biggest reservation, kind of happened back in Daytona when we won that race, and I was in a situation where I was talking to Roger about the contract, and it didn't really materialize to the point that it didn't. Period. And just from Tony's standpoint, he was announcing his plans, and I was in the limbo about my plans, and things kind of just came together. And as far as answering the part about Tony and I's history, from racing USAC midgets, Silver Crown cars, he was, I'd say, 2-3 years ahead of me as far as where his curve was and moving up and getting to NASCAR and racing in what was then Busch Grand National Series. And I just I went to him for advice. He actually, I don't even know if he remembers this, but he asked me to come out to an IRP test one day when I was down in Indy, just when he was racing one of his nationwide cars then, just to come out to and be a part of it as somebody that knew where I was and where I wanted to go and where he was and where he was going. It just he's always been a friend. He's looked out for me, and that said a lot even back then.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Tony, could you talk a little bit about the sponsorship situation for Ryan's branch of the team, and also as a sort of a second part, in your new role as an owner, are you finding that sponsors are very gettable even in this economy for the right team, or are you seeing effects of the economy too?
We're all seeing effects of the economy from the sponsorship side, obviously, but there are sponsorships available. It's just finding the right packages and the right combinations of instead of seeing one company come in and just take the whole car, you're seeing a lot of deals being made where organizations are sharing the car over the course of a year, and I think that's something that you'll see a lot more of in the future. But we're currently working on sponsors for Ryan's car. We were hoping to have them done for today, but we didn't get it done in time. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have something locked down on that side. But it's just making sure that we put the right partners together, and versus selling it to one sponsor. When you're working with multiple sponsors, it's making sure that you have that continuity between the two to make it work for both parties. So it makes it a little harder, and there's the process is a little longer to get the contracts done with them.
Are you close enough that it's just down to fine details on the...
I'm not sure we're down to fine details yet, but we're getting close.
Ryan, this is Bob Hawkers from NASCAR Scene. Can you tell us what other teams did you talk to? Did you seriously consider other offers, and why? What about this made it better than the others?
Yeah, without naming names, I mean there were an easy 3 other teams that made me offers on offer sheets, and to answer the second part of that question, it was mostly Tony. Obviously, I saw the shop, I saw the backbone in the foundation that Haas had laid with their efforts, and talking to Tony and his people, it seemed to be the best decision for the right reasons, and that's what I was all about. I always said I felt like I was fortunate having options to have that option to go to what I thought was the best place to do the best thing for me and my long-term goals. So, when Tony's situation came to light, and those things became more public, it was easier to understand those things for me.